Move on to the next thing?
Yes, let's talk about the next thing.
So there have been some big signings as of late. One of them was that the Kill Sage was picked up by Echo Fox. Kill Sage,
right.
Of course, originally Skullgirls player, switched to Marvel Infinite when that came out. Now he's playing Dragon Ball.
Yes, and has been one of the strongest ones at NLBC.
Definitely right.
Recently. So.
And then also Team Energy picked up Supernoon and
Hook Gang God. Hook Gang God, of course, also being from NLBC, formerly an anime player, and now one of the best, again, at Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah, even more anime.
Yeah, and Supernoon, formerly a Marvel player, got really good at MVCI, and now is probably one of the best at in Southern California at Dragon Ball FighterZ as well.
He got third at NCR, I think, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
So these are big pickups. Right.
For many reasons, yeah.
First of all, Echo Fox pays their players $1 billion. So congrats to Kill Sage on that, assuming he got anything like what any of the other players get.
Right.
Even in the same order of magnitude, literally. So that's I hope that's true.
Nice.
I didn't work on it, but Energy NRG is, Shaq part owns that. There's like a really fancy, it's super esports.
Right.
So those teams are getting into that. And what I think is interesting, Energy also sponsors Nairo. So Energy kind of bypassed some games that you may have expected that they would get into. Street Fighter V, Tekken 7, Injustice, previously Marvel. Like there were other games that were, maybe you would think they'd be into first in fighting games after Smash. No, instead they went straight for Dragon Ball. Yeah. And the Kill Sage's pickup is also not about Street Fighter, not about Tekken, etc. It's about Marvel and probably more DBFZ. So I think this is really interesting. I think that's a very interesting sign of what the big esports money is betting on to be important. Right. For people to watch. They're the way that esports teams work, the way that they get money or that they have value is that players represent sponsors that the teams are third parties. The teams are mediators. They get sponsors that then give them money, then the teams give the players some of that money so that the players will wear sponsored jerseys and whatever, hawk their products basically. So they need eyeballs for that. Whether the players are winning a bunch of tournaments or they're interesting in some way or whatever it is, personality. Right, yeah. What they are betting on is that Dragon Ball is where the eyeballs will be. Yeah, and I wonder if a lot of that was spurred on by Mr. Wizard tweeting out like, "Hey, Dragon Ball's leading Evo right now by a large margin." You know what I mean? I wonder if some people like, because it really is with no Pro Series. Yeah, right. For Dragon Ball, right. I mean, it's a pretty big leap of faith right now, especially because I'm not saying that I don't think the game is doing well. I think the game is great, and I think the game is getting great entry numbers and everything like that. It sure is. But, the fighting game community in general is already kind of a small fish in a big pond, right? And to have these teams out here kind of putting that faith in like, oh, hey, here's this fighting game that's getting big, doesn't have a Pro Series right now, but we'll sponsor the players now anyway, And I think that's awesome, though. I think that's a good sign for Dragon Ball, and I hope that means that game can, keep up the momentum that it has. Obviously, it needs a couple of patches right now. There's a few of the infinite bugs and stuff like that. Yeah, HSD, so as long as they fix that stuff, which I'm sure will happen very soon, I have no official word, but I just got to imagine they're probably like, oh, crap, let's fix this now. And, hopefully next year a Pro Tour will start up and, we'll see some big things out of this game, so. I think it's great for sure. It's like nice to me because it implies that the teams don't just care about winning the prize money or the developer or publisher making some big esports tour. Oh, right. Right, okay, which I think is good. So this is a community-supported game. There's not the big Pro Tour, right? It's just people entering like they always have, and a lot of people wanting to watch the game because it's a fun game, good game, and it's also Dragon Ball IP.
Right.
So there's a sort of community and grassroots side to these big esports teams picking up players for this game that I think is a really good sign.
Yeah.
You know, that part of what I was worried about, and I think many people are worried about, is that the big esports teams would make it so that players would just want to play the big Pro Tour games, Street Fighter and whatever
Tekken
else.
and extra, etc.
Yeah, exactly. But that seems to not be the case, after all. That doesn't seem like what they exclusively care about. I'm sure it's part of their consideration, but it's obviously not enough that Energy and Echo Fox wanted to pick up another Street Fighter player instead of a Dragon Ball player.
But I wonder if a lot of that too is like, you know, that they're kind of banking on the fact that there will be a Pro Tour series
maybe so.
Eventually.
You may be right.
You know, so.
You may be right. Yeah, I've heard that maybe not be super likely, but that's, yeah, could be right. In any case, for now, it's definitely grassroots.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are a few Guilty Gear sponsors. Yeah, Panda Global is a Guilty Gear sponsor. I think isn't Kizzy sponsored by one of the teams out there? I can't.
He is sponsored by somebody. I forget who it was now.
And I know a Beautiful Dude is sponsored, but
UIU, both of them.
Yeah. Okay. UIU has Kizzy as well.
I believe so. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, I mean, some people in the chat are talking about how other tournaments don't seem to match the Evo Dragon Ball giant lead and everything like that. You know, that's to be expected, right? Evo is going to be attended by a lot more people. The game is new. A lot of people. I mean, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle is not even out yet. It has bigger numbers than Injustice and Guilty Gear right now. You know, a lot of people just want to play the new, you know, and be involved in it. So.
Yeah, and Evo is also it has more of a casual attendance rate.
Right.
Many of the people who go are not going to other tournaments because it's Evo, because it has the big reputations in the stadium and all that stuff. So that makes sense to me that there would be more people entering Dragon Ball there than in other tournaments. But even still, Dragon Ball has been the most entered tournament, or certainly top 2 entered tournament in almost everywhere.
Right. Exactly. So it's good. It's good to have parity. And I know Tekken's been doing really well. Even when we were in Kuwait, that was the most entered tournament. So more games that we have that are up in that echelon, that are kind of fighting for that #1 spot, the better off we all are. So,
dude, you're absolutely right, and that's not I don't think anything. Speaking badly about Street Fighter, which has been the #1 game at least in North America for a super long time. Not just Street Fighter V, but 4 as well, and even before that, it was Third Strike and CVS 2, and it was Street Fighter-ish games, you know, almost forever in NA. I don't mean this to speak badly about them, but I think it's great that, as you said, there is an alternative.
Right.
I think it's good for the scene. It's good for players. I think there's a lot of benefits to competition like that.
Yeah, it's better that the parity, the competition, the other games caught up to where Street Fighter is. It wasn't that Street Fighter fell down to them, right? A lot of the other games are starting to step up and everything. And, you know, it's probably not a coincidence that Bandai Namco is in charge of both Dragon Ball and Tekken, and both of them seem to be doing well right now. You know, they're really putting a lot of efforts into building their scenes and everything like that. But, you know, it's like I said, I'm glad that other games are there, but I still want Capcom to continue being strong and successful, because I'm the one who famously said, if Street Fighter dies, then the FGC goes with it, right? And you know, I still have a lot of belief in that, just from the pure fact that everybody knows Street Fighter, you know, and and obviously Dragon Ball has a lot of that power too, and that's where a lot of that comes from. But Street Fighter still has that ability to reach a lot of the the popular culture that a lot of other stuff doesn't. Like,
what's her name with the song that she's, I guess,
doing? Nicki Minaj did the song Chun-Li, exactly. And, you know, it's not doing a song about Xiao Yu, right? It's not like that's not going to happen anytime soon. So, you know, for sure, Street Fighter is still on that other level. Definitely. And so it's still the one that I feel like will lead us, that has the best chance to lead us to that kind of higher ground.
Okay, I guess I can't disagree too much, but certainly in the meantime, it's great to have other games doing really well.
Yes, exactly.
So shout outs to NRG and to Echo Fox for picking up these players. I think that's a really good sign. I'd love to see more of that.
I'm really super happy for them, and I really hope Supernoon makes it into the summit.
Yes, that would be awesome.
I really want Supernoon. I mean, that's kind of where my vote kind of goes towards. You know, I hope Supernoon could make it in there because I feel like he definitely deserves to compete with all those guys in there. So.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, look, I don't know. You know me, Tubo. I don't know stuff anymore. I was just thinking about that the other day. I feel very disconnected from lots of popular culture, especially musical. There's a lot of things that I care about and I follow, but I've kind of dropped out of any music. I basically don't listen to music, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, shout outs to Aquafina, dude. That's awesome. Aquafina is a very minorly cult known rapper from New York, Asian girl, and just like really potty mouth, really good comedian and everything like that, and she's hilarious. And she's in Crazy Rich Asians, which is coming out. She's also in Ocean's 8, so she's like somehow transcended and gotten to like two pretty big budget movies. So I'm like kind of excited about that. So
like, there's a new Ocean's series movie. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but it's all women this time.
Oh yeah.
So they're doing the all women version of it with Sandra Bullock kind of leading the whole entire thing. And Aquafina is, I guess, the token Asian in that one. So. although, what's the Indian actress?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah,
dude.
I know. There's a couple of Asians in there, which is really, really cool.
Cool, man.
So yeah, but Crazy Rich Asians, I'm like super hype about. Like that thing looks. I mean, the plot looks kind of, you know, like typical kind of thing, but like you watch the trailer and it's just a movie full of Asians, and it's just like, this is really cool. And Constance Wu is in it. I mean, come on, dude. Constance Wu is the main actress from Fresh Off the Boat, dude. She's the bae. She's pretty much the bae. So, Mindy Kaling, thank you, Muffin. There you go, Mindy Kaling. It's the one. She was also one of the voices in Inside Out.
Ah, I saw that movie.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, I have a point of recognition. Anyway, probably enough about this. We good?
Okay, yeah.
Topical wise?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, cool. Well, let's take a little break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the results from Saigon Cup and Clutch.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. We'll be back very shortly.